Hey, I'm Deondre. So I'm basically doing my informative speech about my job that I work on campus as. I'm a RA, a resident assistant at Traditions Hall. So I just wanted to. The purpose of my speech is to explain my job as an RA and what perks I get from it. So RA is believed to be one of the best jobs on campus because you get free housing, free meal plan, um, and I've been an RA for a year now, and I love every aspect that comes with it. So while there's many hard things that do come out of being a resident assistant, there are good things that come out of it as well that I think outweigh it. Uh, First, I'm gonna tell you about what it takes to be. What do you have to do to become a resident assistant? Then I'm gonna tell you how it changed me as a person and why I do it. And then lastly, I'm going to tell you why I keep plan to keep doing it. So I was first recommended by my hall directors and other RAs that I lived with my at Victory my freshman year and then Crumley my sophomore year. So they really just said, "Hey, I think you would make a good RA." So I was like, "You know what? Let me try it." I had to go through the whole interview process. It started out with group interviews where we would just go into it as a group and then go through different activities and stuff, and they would kind of just grade you out there and then write your name down so they could call you up for individual interviews. And I think I had 5 different halls that I interviewed with, but I ended up getting chosen here. And then I had to go to training in early August. That was for 2 weeks, so that was pretty tough. It was just basically a bunch of lectures and activities that we had to do during training. Um, but yeah, it really prepared me for the job. Um, so as I was going through all the training, I started, thinking about it, like, why did I take this job? Um, Alicia Thomas, from her campus article, listed many reasons why you should and shouldn't be an RA. Um, First reason why why you shouldn't is you're expected to be in your room pretty much all the time. So, but for me, that's not really true. I love being out in the lobby and stuff. So I guess I can contradict that a little bit. You're responsible for dealing with any issues your residents face. Yes, I've had to deal with so many this year, whether it's student in crisis or drugs or alcohol. Like had to deal with a lot. um, you go through a long training process. Like I said, it was long. It was basically like every 6 hours every day for 2 weeks. Um, Sometimes you do have to be the bad guy. I don't like doing it, but at the same time, like if you never discipline them, they'll never learn. So sometimes you have to tell them, hey, like curfew or hey, I'm gonna have to confiscate this or that. You know, um, at times you will be hated. Yes, that does happen. I don't think I'm really hated like that by my residents, but sometimes here and there, I may do something that they resent me for. Uh, you'll need to model appropriate behavior at all times in front of your students, and that is true. You always have to be the role model around the hall and even outside the hall. Like like especially with social media nowadays, like they can't record me doing anything that's inappropriate because at the same time people look at that and they'll be like, oh well, if Mari can do it, I can do it. So you really just have to set a good example to them at all times, especially in academically too. Like, um, but the good things that Thomas points out is that you get free room and board. Uh, so I save like thousands of dollars just by being one. Plus I get $250 a month. So yeah, it's a good paying job. You can plan a bunch of fun things to do with your residents. That's true. Um, we have programs. It's basically like we have health and wellness, academic success, and I think I'm trying to think the other one, um, diversity and inclusion. So our 3 different types of programs we do. Um, it's pretty fun though. Like I think one time I hosted a Family Feud program and it turned out really good. Had a lot of resonance. Um, you'll get a resume boost, and yeah, that's one of the kits from it. I do get to use it on my resume, and it's great because it has all the strategies as far it has all the skill sets that you can use, like team building, crisis management, uh, organization, stuff like that, that people would really look at. And then most importantly, you're helping people, and that's probably the greatest thing I get from it is that when I see residents impacted in a positive way just because of what I'm doing or what I'm saying, like I take that really into effect. Like that's really what I like getting out of this job. Um, so yeah. um, so what's another thing I get out of this job? I mean, Brian Donahue wrote an article saying that resident assistants have five main roles: student administrator, role model, teacher, and counselor. And yes, you're every one of those. It could be you could be um, each time you could be a different person, or you could be everything at one time. It's really one of those things. Um, I know Donahue said he views RAs as significant people when it comes to campus life, and he lists all things. Donahue thinks that being a resident assistant would hurt you academically. Well, like being a resident assistant, some may think that, oh well, if you have too much time on your hands, then you'll fail academically. But Donahue actually believes otherwise, saying how since we are involved so much in trying to make sure our residents have academic success, that we try to make sure that we have academic success as well, so that we don't, as far we don't look like hypocrites by telling them, hey, you need to do your work, you need to do your work when we need to do our work as well. So it's basically like us motivating them also motivates us to do our things as well. So that's one thing that Donahue was saying. Um, the main thing I wanted to out of being a resident assistant was free housing and free meal plan at first. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, I also liked having my own room. I had roommates the past 2 years, and they were cool, but at the same time, I just wanted my own room. It's nice to have that. Um, and it really gave me a group of staff members that I consider family. Um, they really make me passionate when it comes to making sure my residents can always rely on me. Um, so I always love that aspect. So this job can be stressful, and I question every day whether I'll keep this job. But in the end, the answer is yes. I love this job. I wouldn't want to leave it. um, I love the impact that I have on my residents. I know in the future, like if they have success or whatever, I can say, "Hey, I played a part in that." Like then maybe they'll give me a shout out. Um, I also will save tons of money by not getting an apartment on campus. So um, yeah. So while there are many stressful situations that come with the job, I hope you were able to see the bright aspects that come out of it. I've told you what the process was like to become an RA, why I wanted to become one, how it changed me as a person, and why I will continue to do it. Um, I want to tell you guys about my experience because it's the best job to have on campus, in college, on a college campus. So if you guys think you go through a lot as a college student, think what it's like actually having to live with them and manage them. That's what I do, and I love it. So yeah, thank you for listening.